The other reason it's good for us as well is that not only does it reduce our infantry and Marines and Paras from having attrition up there, or it reduces all of our infantry from having attrition, it also boosts our mountain units' abilities on attack and defense, and also our Alpini units on attack and defense as well. So, we have a completed artillery brigade. Oh, I think I was looking at giving you some artillery, wasn't I? Congratulations, you got the gift of artillery. Got a lot of research in here that is technically ahead of time. Ooh. Destroyer engine, yeah, that is going to the bottom. So that's ahead of time. Destroyer main armament is ahead of time as well. Radar is also ahead of time, but don't really care. Education is vastly ahead of time, so we're going to shove that farther down. Light tank reliability. Now we've also got our light tanks far enough that we can also have the ability to start looking at building self-propelled artillery. And that's going to be nice for when we actually start taking some of our division units and using them to start building, or using them to start becoming really, really unpleasant forces. So do I have it unlocked yet? Superior firepower. No, I don't. Tactical command structure. Where are you here? I don't have this researched again. Damn it. Alright. Tactical command structure. I really should have been paying a little more attention to this. That's kind of annoying. Because I want to get this up to level 3, because then that means I can have an additional brigade inside one of my ground units, which basically just means I've got a much better, more concentrated amount of firepower. It's kind of unfortunate that, you know, they don't help my army quite as much as the infantry warfare technology does. Because this would make my life just a little easier across the board. But, what can you do? Assault concentration. AA, artillery, self-artillery, rocket artillery, and artillery organization across the board. Mass assault. I'll probably do a pass off stream to go and look through the research a little more. Desert warfare is completed. Excellent. So unfortunately, our production ability, our ability to actually produce stuff has kind of gone into the crapper, mainly because we've been consuming a lot more stuff for our upgrades. That's, to be frankly, kind of expected because we've completed both the mountain and the desert combat stuff, and that's going to be going and affecting a lot of our units and giving them and upgrading them to be able to function effectively in both the mountains and the deserts. All right. Okay, so let's get some of these this transporting going. All right, so. Am I only able to lift just one or two of these divisions in one go? That's really kind of frustrating. Or is it literally just asking me to select one thing at a time? I think that's what it's doing. Okay. No, not them. These dudes. Transfer. This doesn't fill me with much level of confidence for my ability to actually conduct a naval operation. I'm getting the feeling that I'm going to need a lot more transports. I'm not feeling terribly sanguine about this, frankly. You guys. I'm going to simplify the structure here a little and put a heavy cruiser and destroyers together. Okay, where are we here? There we go. Warfare advanced. Actually, it looks like I've been able to haul over an entire division here. Yeah, because only one of these guys had armored cars, so okay. And you were more or less all out of fuel. Where are we here? There's a way I can set up logistical convoys here. No. There we go, creative. You want a create a spine going from where is our major base? Okay, let's leave that as automated and we'll see if maybe the game can figure it out on its own. I don't want to have to go and manage logistical convoys as well. That's going to cause my brain to explode. Okay, so what do I have left here? Okay. Okay, Third Army is not what I care about. Sixth Army, here we are. Transport you, please. I think that means I've moved the entire unit now. Okay. So, life is steadily turning sideways. The Treaty of Munich has just kicked off. And so now Czechoslovakia has suddenly lost their entire border region. You notice that all these little charming little things here, where you've got these X's with the mountain crosses on it. Those are land fortifications, and so the Czech border is originally kind of ran along this bumpy line out here, where you'll notice there was nothing but fortifications all across the border. Unfortunately, historically, Germany was able to basically argue that these areas were historically German, and so they need to be part of Greater Germany. And unfortunately, Czechoslovakia kind of had a gun to their head, and they said yes, because they valued their kidneys, and it looked like a good idea at the time. And so basically they've ceded all of this land. So now the Czechs no longer have basically a heavily defended frontier with Germany. It's especially bad because a lot of these spots as well were either mountains or forests, and so these would have been real nightmares to actually have to try and fight through. Now though, there is nothing but open plains, basically in the center of Czechoslovakia. Specifically, there's now nothing but open plains between the frontier and their capital. I don't think they have any other... Yeah, they have 3 victory locations here. They've got Kotzi, I'm probably mispronouncing that. They've got Bratislava, and then they've got Prague, and then they've got Kladno here. But Kladno is effectively on the way to Prague, so I can't imagine why that one would be ignored. So yeah, Czechoslovakia is now, I think, especially screwed, historically speaking. We'll see what happens with them. Armored car technology is advanced again, which is nice. We have more armored cars that are deployable, which is good. I'll actually probably look at putting them down here so we can better buff our actual motorized units. Oh yes, of course, because they're up there, we can't actually deploy them. They have to go up here. Keep forgetting about that. There we go. Transport vehicles. Armored car guns have advanced. What's our production looking at right now? Industrial production, artillery has advanced. And War of the Worlds has kicked off. Apparently some people listened to the radio and thought the end of the world was coming. They have been sorely disappointed. Well, they've been sorely disappointed now. The end of the world will be coming. It's just going to show up a little later. Here. More artillery deployed. Got another armored car brigade. It'll go into the same place, to Africa. I wish I understood why it did that. It's like, why would you go and select a heavy cruiser unit that has no transport capacity when I tell you to transport? There you go. Now I select you, and you now figured out, hey, this, the 1st Squadra de Marina actually has transport units, so they can get me to North Africa. Get to transporting. Alright, they're getting a little... Alright, a little fuel is now starting to build up here at the guns. So, better or worse. We'll work to try and get more gas to them. We're still doing some more inefficient research. That'll need to fix up soon enough. Selected units. Alright, so our new sort of, motorized high-speed units, such as they are 1 motorized infantry, 2 units of cavalry, and some armored cars. Not the best, but we've had worse. Production-wise, we've still got infrastructures going up in Viganzi. Radar's actually getting a little closer to being completed in the 22nd. Not bad. Now we've got more artillery. That's to be expected. We're now looking at December 1938, so we're almost done for today. Artillery quality is improved again. Technology, December 22nd will be our first radar site completing. We'll have another one completing in March. And then we'll also have some infrastructure finishing off in Viganzi as well. The port is also getting some more love, which is good. Our 1st Marine Division will be finishing shortly. Marine divisions are unfortunately a binary solution. We've only got two on the unit, but hey, we'll deal with what we've got. There's our first radar station in Palermo. It'll take a few days for it to build up. Just keep going until the radar is up and running. Now, on the 7th of January, we now have a functioning radar in Palermo. So that is now soon enough going to start providing us with regional reconnaissance in the neighborhood. And we're just going to keep pumping our radars into this until eventually it starts covering the entire central mid. Which will be nice. I'm looking forward to that. You know what? Let's go and put some ships out in patrol too at the end of the day. So for us, the Pola and the destroyer flotilla are out on patrol. And we'll put some submarines out on patrol too. Alright, so there we go. I think that's a decent enough place to call it an end for now. I know it's been a very boring stream. We've essentially got to sit back and watch me scroll around on a map and manipulate spreadsheets. Unfortunately, that is kind of the nature of the reality. But the good news is that we've managed to get through, functionally almost 3 years of gameplay with no real issues. And we're now sitting right now at the beginning of January 1939. And for anyone else who remembers history, they know that this is where things are going to start coming off the rails. We've managed to reinforce most of our units up here along the French border. We've gotten some reinforcements here along the Yugoslav border. The Germans are ready to go, as the case may be. So their next steps will be Czechoslovakia and then eventually Poland. We will be ready to start moving into Albania and then possibly going on Yugoslavia. We have some motorized units already down south here, which we will be redeploying in the next streaming, either to the French or the British border, depending on how things go. We have Navy units currently out on patrol, looking for trouble and to keep an eyeball on things. I'm not sure why we've got these three now permanently invisible. Maybe that's the result of our radar? I don't know. So we are essentially in position to get ready to deal with things. And, hopefully one way or the other we will be able to put our plans into action and see how things are going. Production-wise, we're now using a fair amount on upgrades, but not a surprise. We've got more radar going. We've got more industrial capacity ready to be finished. Although, frankly, probably when this batch is done and there's one more run after it, we're probably going to cap it out at industrial capacity, because this is a good amount of production capacity we're going to need on other things. We're going to be wanting to we're going to want to start cranking on infantry. We're going to want to start getting our Navy up and running. We're also going to end up wanting to probably build more radar, more artillery, more units in general. And while we're on the subject, just show this off, diplomacy. We are almost as Axis can be. It's also worth noting that Nationalist Spain started off right up around here. They've managed to drift all the way down here on the Technicolor cheese wedge. So, give it a little bit more time and a little bit more influence, we should be able to get them shoved all the way down the corner. It's also worth noting that as far as the Allies go, there's not very much has been added into the Allied list yet. Whereas Axis, they picked up Japan, and then they picked up Japan's two little buddy countries that they've spawned out, Menkuku and Manchukuo. So, good for them. While we're on the subject, Japan, buy production license. Oh, this is actually kind of interesting. It looks like Japan's actually picked up a few other bits of technology from other people. For some reason, their anti-tank unit is the 8.8cm PaK-43. I guess they figured AA units were important. But what we'd be looking at and what we'd be wanting to get our hands on would be basically these landing craft here that are for sale. And as you can see, for 4 landing craft, it's not exactly expensive. It's only 50 bucks. We've got over 600 in the bank. We can definitely afford that. You've also got a couple of better fun things. They've actually got, ooh, level 4 Marines. That's not bad. They've got some fairly decent tack bombers, neighbor stuff. Unfortunately, when it comes down to it, we can't buy heavy cruisers and light. We can only buy up to light cruisers, but we're kind of okay already for armaments there. Now, let's decline. Let's take a look over at the Axe at dear old Germany, and let's look at what production license we can pick up. Pack 43 is no problem. We've got, they have Panzer IIIs as their main, they still have only, I think, Panzer IIIs is a medium armor, so they've gotten into that bit of technology there already. Their carrier air group is based around HE-51s and HS-123s, not too shabby. They've got close air support, Stukas. They have already started on heavy tanks. The Germans already have heavy tank technology now, in 1939. They've only got the, looks like VK-3001s, I think those are Henshin? I had to look that up. But they've already got they're already on the they're already available to be picked up for them. So if we were insane, we could actually go to Germany and say we'd like to buy heavy tanks. Okay, and that's actually kind of expensive. It would be like 40 bucks for a single production run of heavy tanks. But that would be kind of frightening. Their current interceptors are just BF-109s. They have multi-role BF-109Fs, which isn't too shabby. They've got Dornier torpedo bombers, heavy bombers, and tack bombers, and a bunch of other stuff, including transport planes. So, you know, we can buy most of the core stuff that we need already. So, you know, that's a good sign for us, right? And especially since, for the most part, it's not going to be terribly expensive. I mean, the idea of us buying heavy tanks is just so horrifyingly amusing. It appeals to me, but I don't think that that's strategically something we're going to be needing, especially given how much consumption it is. We're effectively going to want to concentrate more on naval bombers, naval technology. Oh wow, they've even got Hetzers as tank destroyers already. Yeah, it's 1939. They've already got this tech, so you know they've been clearly pumping along. So anyway, I'd like to thank you all for coming on by, and I hope to see you guys soon. My next stream, I might either be shifting to Tuesday nights, or I might be again back on Sunday afternoon. Hopefully, I want to go over to Tuesday nights because that makes my life a little easier. I can do it for two or three hours, and I don't have to worry about anyone wandering by or bugging me. But we'll see. Anyway, thank you very much for coming. Thank you very much for surviving and slogging through my horrifying little live stream, and I hope to all see you again soon.